alert. We are just getting the sad news that two of the four people who were hit by a
right now to some
lightning strike
incredibly
outside the White House
scary
have
video
died.
of a deadly lightning strike
and
just
Donna
outside of the White House last night.
And you can change it in a nick of time, even if you decide to leave the stars behind. You say one word, I say amazing. You say one word, I say amazing.
All right, now to some incredibly scary video of a deadly lightning strike just outside of the White House last night, and it happened to be caught on camera. Take a look at this. Now, this is just obviously outside of the White House, and there you saw it. And it was unfortunately an elderly couple who was there visiting. The couple was from Wisconsin. Two others were seriously hurt in that strike. It struck a tree in Lafayette Square, which, if you're familiar with D.C., is literally just outside of the White House. So it was just yards away from the front door there. And this camera is actually mounted on a building across the street and captured the moment And this camera is actually mounted on a building across the street and captured the moment that the lightning came down.
So notice how she says that camera was across the street. What's funny to me is, if it is indeed true that this couple died, I'm not saying they didn't die. I'm not saying they didn't get struck by lightning, but you have to ask the question, right? This camera is mounted on a building across the street from the Lafayette Square, which is right next to the White House, literally in front of it. As you can see here on Google Earth, here is the White House, here's the front, the fountain, and then you got the Lafayette Square. And from my view, it looks like lightning struck somewhere on this side here. And that camera, I'm not sure if it was coming from the St. John Episcopal Church. I'm not sure if it was coming from that, because I believe this building is a little taller, the Working America building. So it could have been coming from this building here, or this one here, possibly the St. John's Episcopal Church. But here's the thing. Why would you use footage coming from a potato camera? Something that can't even zoom. I mean, it could possibly zoom with a digital zoom, but I'm sure it can. But when you have an event like this, and you have high definition cameras connected to this building here, the White House, and there's several high definition cameras that can zoom in on contact, and they don't zoom in digitally, they zoom in optically. It's an optical zoom. These cameras can zoom in optically, and it can zoom in to this area here with no problem at all, especially when it gets notified. And you know, when lightning strikes like that, how is it that these high-tech cameras on the White House aren't able to capture that? Like I said, I'm not saying that this couple didn't pass away. They might have passed away, but however, it might have not been the way that we were told. And I feel like the White House or the government is trying to tell us something else. You know, you got to kind of read between the lines, right? Especially with all the deception going on. But yeah, so when you're looking at that, and it makes no sense. Makes no sense. And see that? You look at this footage. Here's the church. I believe that's like a spire for that church, that Episcopal church, right across the street. And you see it strikes right there, right where I said. So if we go back, looks like it struck. Sorry about that. Looks like it struck like right about here. Right here. Somewhere on this side where the shadows are. You know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense to use a camera from across the street to capture this, where there's so many things that is blocking the view of what actually happened. Another thing is, what is this couple doing hanging out? It was supposedly their anniversary. But what are they doing hanging out in a thunderstorm at 7 p.m.? What, they didn't get a warning? You know how many weather warnings I get on my phone? I'm pretty sure they've gotten that warning. I mean, this was a pretty severe thunderstorm, and the whole DC was affected, not just this one spot. So you guys gotta ask the question, what are these old couple doing hanging out in a thunderstorm? And then why are they using a camera from across the street? Makes no sense at all to me. Anyways, you can let me know your comments and thoughts down below. As always, be safe out there, be blessed. Until next time.
You say one word, I say amazing. Yeah. You say one word, I say amazing.